Good morning, one and all. I hope your day is off to a wonderful start. I see the sun came back out. The leaves on my trees are starting to pop out. It's going to be a great day. All right, on to our math for the day. This is what I will help you with momentarily, so make sure you looked at that. You've got your Unit 2, Day 3 word problem, which I will help you with momentarily. You've got division of your twos. I think everyone could practice division a little bit because even though you know your multiplication facts super fast, some of you take an extra second when it flips to division. So practice those so you can get really fast at that. And then you've got your multiplication race that you could always be playing. So I'm going to look at this in this video. There'll be another one up momentarily for that one. Right now, before I go on, it says draw a model, then write the numerical expression. Example, the sum of 10 and 5 tripled. So here's where it comes in with that sum of 10 and 5. Sum is a word for addition. So I'm going to add my 10 and 5, and then tripled means do it 3 times. So she drew it once, twice, and then a third time. The tricky part is going down here and remembering your order of operations and being able to say, well, if I want 10 and 5 to stay together, they need to be in parentheses so that when I times it by 3, it technically by rules, if the parentheses weren't there, you'd have to do 5 times 3 plus 10, which doesn't match this. So you gotta be kind of careful how you write today. So I left you some little love notes over here as you're working. The words for addition would be sum or plus. You've got subtraction would be difference, maybe minus. Multiply had a bunch of choices. It could be times, product, double, triple. Sometimes it says by, meaning multiply. Division might be quotient, divide, put into groups. You never know what words they're going to use. You got to be kind of thinking. And then I left you your gems up here so you don't forget that. That's groupings, exponents, multiply, divide, and then add or subtract. So make sure that you're paying attention to that rule when you're writing your problems so you don't write an incorrect problem. All right, so let's look at this first one. First step is model, and that kind of means like a model drawing. So I see the word sum of 8 and 7, and then a comma, so I know that part's staying together. Sum was a word for add, so I'm going to do 8 plus 7. That's that part. Check that off. And then it says double it. So I want my 8 and my 7s to stay together. And then doubled is a word that means times 2. So I'm going to make sure I give it 2 rounds of 8 plus 7. Okay, so there was step 1. Step 2 was to actually write that out as a problem. So let me do 8 plus 7 times 2. Is that good like it is, or do I need to do something to make sure this says this? If you're thinking it's fine the way it is, you have a fatal error right here. Because technically by this, I don't have any groups, so I can't do that first. I don't have any exponents, which means I'd have to jump right into the multiplying and dividing, which would make my new problem 7 times 2, then add 8, which is not what it says to do up here. So I actually need to throw in a group so that now I have to do 8 plus 7 and then times by 2, which is what it said to do. That's where that order of operations sneaks in on you. All right, let's look at one more. 4 times the sum of 14 and 26. So I know these two are staying together. This one's tricky because in this one, your steps kind of followed along. In this one, they're reversed because I can't do 4 times something until I put that in. So I'm going to have, here's my model. I need to have that 14 with sum, right? Yeah, sum of 14 and 26. And now I need to do 4 times that. So there it is, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 14 and 26. There's part 1. Part 2 says to write it now, so let me just write it. 4 times 14 plus 26. Good like it is, or does it need something? If you're thinking it needs something, good. This is just like this one. I need to keep that sum of together because I don't want 4 times 14. I want 4 times this value. All right, one more and then you guys are on your own. This one says the sum of 3 16s and 2 9s. So how am I going to do that? Let's think. I need to have 3 16s. So here's a 16, a 16, and a 16, and 2 9s. 9 and 9. Here's my model. I gave it everything it needs. I've got 3 16s, oops, 2 9s, and this says sum of, so I know I'm just going to be adding one onto the other, so there's that. I'm curious to see what you guys did. I'm guessing some of you said 16 plus 16 plus 16 plus 9 plus 9, which is true because it just says the sum or add up 3 16s and 2 9s. Good. There's a nicer way to write it though, if you guys think. You remember any way that might be nicer? You could do kind of like 3 16s and still add them on to 2 9s. Could do that too. Whichever way makes you happier, because they both say the same thing. This is the sum of 3 16s and 2 9s. And so is this. Either way works. Alrighty. And this one is the one that you're going to send in to your teachers. Make sure they see your model and your thing, because the directions were for both today. 3 times the difference between 37 and 5/10 and 24 and 5/10. All right, so make sure you draw a model that represents this. Remember, you don't have to solve it, you just have to draw it. And then the actual problem that would look like, or the expression that would show. All right, have a great day, guys.